How did a boxy cargo plane built in Belfast and a Canadian business jet end up as Bombardier regional aircraft, and together reshape how the world's smallest cities stay connected? The answer spans 5 aircraft and half a century. Regional aviation has always been about connecting places too small or remote for the big jets, linking small cities, serving thin routes, and landing on short runways where few others could. The aircraft grouped here all tackled this same challenge, though they came from different origins. Some, like the CRJ family, began as business jets at Canadair before Bombardier took over. The Dash 8 was born at de Havilland, Canada, later joining Bombardier's lineup. The Short 330 and 3.3, built by Short brothers in Belfast, entered the story through acquisition, not in-house design. Together, these types form a portfolio shaped by both original development and strategic mergers, each built for the realities of feeder and short-haul flying, rather than as random models. What unites them is their focus on making regional air travel possible, despite differences in design or birthplace. The Short 330 arrived as a solution built around function, not flair. Its high wing and slab-sided boxy fuselage might have looked ungainly, but that shape was a deliberate choice. Designers at Short Brothers in Belfast focused on maximizing usable space and making the aircraft as rugged as possible. The deep rectangular cross-section allowed for a cabin wide enough to fit 30 seats or a hefty load of cargo, while the flat panels kept manufacturing simple and costs low. Powered by twin Pratt and Whitney Canada PT6A engines, the 330 could lift off from runways as short as 1,850 feet, ideal for small airports scattered across the United States and Europe in the 1970s and the 1980s. The rear loading ramp made it easy to swap between passengers and freight, which appealed to operators who needed flexibility above all else. The Short 360 followed in 1981, stretching the formula with 3 extra feet of fuselage and a single vertical tail. This new version could seat up to 39 and aimed squarely at the growing commuter airline market. Both types shared the same focus, making regional flying practical for routes where larger aircraft just didn't fit. Cargo carriers, military users, and small airlines all found value in the ability to reconfigure the cabin or load bulky freight without fuss. Every airframe rolled out of the Belfast plant on Queen's Island, a location that saw both industrial unrest and resilience through decades of political tension. For operators linking small communities or serving remote outposts, the Shorts 330 and 360 became indispensable workhorses, proof that purpose-built utility could open up a world of new connections. When airlines started demanding faster, more comfortable service on short routes, Bombardier's answer came from an unexpected place: the business jet world. The CRJ-100 and CRJ-200 began life as stretched versions of the Canadair Challenger, a private jet known for its speed and efficiency. By adapting this platform, engineers delivered a regional jet capable of flying at nearly 470 knots, more than double the cruise speed of most turboprops. The cabin, though narrower and more compact than larger jets, offered passengers something new on city-to-city hops: the smooth, quiet ride and rapid climb of a true jet. For many travelers, this was their first taste of jet service outside major hubs. Airlines quickly saw the appeal, using the CRJ-100 and CRJ-200 to replace older turboprops on busy regional routes. The result was a dramatic shift in expectations: jet speed, reliable schedules, and a perception of modernity, even on short flights between small cities. But the original CRJ aircraft had limits. With just 50 seats, they were perfect for thin routes. But as demand grew, airlines needed more capacity without losing the benefits of common training and maintenance. Bombardier responded with the CRJ-700 series. By stretching the fuselage and upgrading the engines, the new jet could carry up to 78 passengers while keeping the same basic systems and cockpit layout. For airlines, this meant they could deploy larger jets on hub feeder routes without retraining crews or overhauling their operations. The economics improved as well. Higher seat counts meant lower cost per passenger, making it easier to justify frequent connections to major airports. All of these jets were built in Canada, first under Canadair, and later as part of Bombardier's growing aerospace division. The Mirabel facility near Montreal became the heart of CRJ production, turning out thousands of airframes that would go on to define regional jet travel across North America and beyond. As the CRJ family grew, so did its impact, reshaping the way airlines thought about connecting smaller cities to the global network. Would you rather fly the speed and efficiency of a CRJ-700, or stick with the rugged versatility of a turboprop on your next regional trip? The Dash 8 stands apart as a turboprop designed for the real world of regional flying, short runways, rough weather, and communities far from major hubs. When de Havilland, Canada launched the Dash 8 in 1984, the goal was clear: build an aircraft that could land safely on strips as short as 2,800 feet and keep flying in temperatures down to minus 40 degrees Celsius. Operators in the Canadian North and Alaska quickly made it their workhorse, counting on its sturdy landing gear and reliable Pratt & Whitney engines to handle gravel, ice, and snow. For airlines, the Dash 8's fuel efficiency made thin routes possible, keeping costs down where every gallon mattered, and airports were often little more than a cleared patch of ground. What kept the Dash 8 in service for decades was its ability to adapt. The introduction of the Q series in 1995 brought active noise and vibration suppression, transforming the cabin experience and meeting stricter airport noise rules. This technology, along with a pressurized cabin and continued cold weather reliability, helped the Dash 8 remain competitive even as jet service spread. Every Dash 8 began life at the Downsview plant in Toronto, a site with deep roots in Canadian aviation. After Bombardier took over de Havilland in 1992, production continued there, supported by local labor agreements and government incentives. The result is a family of aircraft that proved, again and again, that the right fit for a route is not always about speed, but about showing up, no matter the conditions. Would you trust a Dash 8 to get you home on a stormy night in the Arctic? Today, airlines still rely on regional connections built by these designs. As travel evolves, who will shape the next generation of essential short-haul aircraft? And where will that story begin?